Hey guys, welcome back to the 5-Hour Show. I'm your host Raymond, and today we're going to be looking at Galvatron, Ultra Magnus, and Rodimus Prime. And what we're going to be doing is not just taking a look at them, but we're actually going to be carding them. That's right, we're going to be packaging these three guys as a set on a special card. But before we do that, let's take a look at each one in closer detail. So we'll start with Galvatron. As you can see here, Galvatron is a blue version. That Decepticon symbol looks pretty bad, but it's stamped on there. It's very tiny. Galvatron here is not based on the toy itself. It is and it isn't, and it isn't based too much on the, well, it's based a little more on the animation version rather than the toy version, but it's not the US animation version. This is roughly based on the Japanese animated version of Galvatron. But it is still cool. It's got a lot of detail, you know. Here's the back. And of course, the back of this one only says Takara. It doesn't say Galvatron. Nothing on the bottom and nothing else. Just a lot of tread detail and, you know, parts of the figure itself. There's the side of the arm. But again, Galvatron here is really cool. And when you look for these online in Japan, you'll have to be careful that usually the cannon weapon is usually broken or missing, as well as an arm or a horn, you know. Alright, so that does it for Galvatron. Now let's take a look at Ultra Magnus here. I remember way back, one of the second project I believe, was an Ultra Magnus packaging I did for a single carded. We had to repair the arm for that version. It was a red one, but at least that had the arm. In this case, this one is yellow, and you can see the detail just a little bit better than you could on the red one. Here's the back, and again, it only, oh, actually this one does say Ultra Magnus. That's interesting. Okay, so this one does say Ultra Magnus, and I thought it was only going to say Takara, but it does have his name, so that's actually interesting to see. Never noticed that. So yeah, it says Ultra Magnus there. I hadn't paid attention to the red one, so it was kind of hard to see. I thought it was just detail. I didn't know that it said that, but that's what it does. So with the yellow one, of course, you can see it closer. Let's see if Rodimus has it. So again, Rodimus here, part of the set of these with the combiners and Metroplex, was the 8 pieces that were released after the initial Decoy sets. So Rodimus here looks really cool. It's got quite a bit of detail. You got the little flames. You got it. With Rodimus, these, you know, spoiler wings are usually broken or, you know, missing. So is the gun, always chewed or something. But he does look more like the toy, and reminiscent of the character on TV, the animated version, but it's more loosely based on the toy. And with Rodimus, yes, it says Rodimus Convoy Takara. So it is up there. Rodimus Convoy. So obviously if the spoiler is broken, it's going to be a little awkward for the name. But the figure itself looks really cool, and that will round off our 3 figures. So with that, let's get started on our project. And here we are, guys, our new Command Adversaries 3-pack of blue Galvatron, yellow Ultra Magnus, and red Rodimus Prime. So yeah, this 3-pack is pretty cool. When I came up with the decision to pack these three together, I thought to myself, well, you know what? After making an Optimus versus Megatron 2-pack, I thought I needed to go on a little further, and this was it. As far as the project itself, I did make one little mistake where the first bubble, of course, had to be Galvatron. I kind of placed it on crooked, and that kind of sucks. But the upside is that I did use my little tool, and I think that's how I moved it by accident, but I used the tool, and the glue did take better. It does have a little bit of white, but overall it's perfect. There's not too much of that white glue on there, so it did come out very decent, and I'm super happy with it. This 3-pack is, of course, for the 1986 movie The Leaders that came out in the aftermath of the G1 battle with Megatron and Optimus in Autobot City. So when we went to see this movie in the theaters, we didn't get a chance to see it in August. We had to wait for that movie to come out in the discount theaters. And my mom took us, and she pulled out all the stops she could afford to. We had cola and popcorn, and we're watching this movie in an almost empty theater on a summer morning, and it was great. It was just a few kids, a few people in the theater, and we were hollering and screaming, and I loved it. Of course, when Prime died, yeah, I was a little shocked, but I kind of knew it from the commercials. They kind of told you. And I was not, sad about it. I was, but I wasn't super sad about it, because I thought, well, if he dies, most likely he's going to come back. So I was super happy that they were going in a different direction. Of course, Hasbro did it out of, a business standpoint. Hey, let's get rid of all the old merchandise and start pushing the new stuff. But it didn't matter. I just thought, who doesn't like to see what's coming out that's new? Everybody. So, of course, I was excited to see the new cartoon, the new characters, whatever. These are not particularly my favorites, but they are some of the most interesting characters after the movie, and so I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie, I enjoyed the show, season 3, and I knew that they were going to go into a new direction. So of course you got headmasters after that and all that stuff. But anyway, back to the toy here. This 3-pack I just think it's so damn cool. I love it. You got the Galvatron, and I made a mistake. Of course, the Galvatron's name in Japanese is actually printed on the back of his fusion or gamma cannon, whatever they call it. You had Ultra Magnus's name on the back of his back, and you had Rodimus's name on his spoiler. So yeah, I was looking for Galvatrons, and it is on the back of the cannon. So let's take a look on the back. And then, of course, I figured, okay, well, this is the same era where you've got Ultra Magnus. So Ultra Magnus was there, so I used the same type of artwork. Most of these characters are going to use most of this same artwork. But unfortunately, there was no Rodimus or Galvatron. And I did want to use the American version at one point, but I thought, that's Hot Rods. It doesn't really count. But I just stuck with this, and I thought it was great. I did use the original tech specs from the US, and of course a 2-point for Autobots and a 1-point for the Decepticons, or for Galvatron. But anyway, this is the 3-pack. I enjoyed making this very much. Seeing it come to life has made me very happy. It's something that I've always dreamt of being able to do, create Well, I didn't create the characters of the package, but I recreated something that does not exist, and it's something that I wish Hasbro had offered kids with a limited budget. You know, it would have been great. So, well, anyway, that does it for today's project, the new Command Adversaries. It's kind of hard to come up with some titles for these sets, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this show. Thank you for watching. Share, like, comment, let us know what you think. If you haven't, please consider subscribing to the channel. And with that, I say God bless you, take care, and I will see you guys on the next episode of the 5 Hour Show.